What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over my top 5 favorite race cars in Assetto Corsa. These are, to me, very special cars. They're some of the cars I started out driving in this game, and they're just very, very fun to drive. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we're going to get right into it with number 1. Alright, so first up on the list is the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. This car is slow, but it just drives like a proper car. It feels good, it has tons of grip, the shifting is smooth, it's just a great car to drive. It handles fantastically, and it looks just amazing. It's one of the most iconic looking cars Alfa Romeo has ever made, in my opinion. I believe it was designed by Pininfarina, but I could be wrong on that, and it just makes it an absolutely legendary car, cements its reputation. And in this game, it feels amazing to drive, as I already said, but it just feels like a proper car. It's slow, but it has tons of grip in the corners. The gearing is just perfect for every track. I'm running it on Magione, but it handles great on every other track I've ever driven it on. It is, in my opinion, one of the perfect starter race cars if you want to get into like a real drive race car that's going to throw you around the track and you're going to have a great time with. So, if you guys have a Assetto Corsa, go ahead, give this car a drive. It is one of my favorite cars. You will not regret it. Next up is the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 race car. Now this car is obviously a very special car because it is the Huracan GT3. I believe this car won Le Mans, so that makes it a pretty awesome car. On top of that, it's an iconic Lamborghini. It's a Huracan. It's the successor to the Gallardo, which is also just another incredible Lamborghini. At the time it came out, I believe 55% of all Lamborghinis ever sold were Gallardos. So to be the successor to this car and still be so great is saying something. But this is not just any Huracan. This is the GT3 Huracan, which means big wing, more power, better, just more aggressive front splitter. Just everything about this car is better than the regular Huracan in every aspect. It is amazing in the corners, and that's because it has so much downforce. As you can see, it has a giant rear wing and a huge front splitter, which just makes it have so much downforce and just handles like just amazing. It has a fantastic sound with that iconic Lamborghini V10 just screaming at the higher RPMs, the ERS charging, just everything great about this car. So if you have a Assetto Corsa, go ahead, throw this car in. It is in the game stock, so you will have fun with it. I believe you can race it in the career mode, but you have to get quite a ways down in there to be able to race it. So I'd recommend just going in, setting some hot laps. I'm on Monza because, well, it's an Italian car, Temple of Speed, you know what I'm saying. But great car all around. I would definitely recommend you guys go give it a try. Third on the list is the Maserati MC12. This car sounds absolutely brilliant. There's no other car that sounds better than it. I mean, the McLaren F1 sounds really good, but this car just sounds maybe even better. It's a classic car, obviously. It's on the list with the McLaren F1, the Ferrari F40, the Ferrari F50, all of those cars. This car is on tier with 100%. And it's just a rare car. You will never see these driving around on the street. You'll never see these driving around on a racetrack. You will never see these in person. They're so incredibly hard to find. They're so incredibly special. You're never going to find anything quite like an MC12. I mean, it's among the best. Like I said, it's with an F40. It's with an F50. It's with the McLaren F1, which most consider to be the greatest car ever made. As far as it is in this game, it lives up to all of that. I mean, it handles amazing. It's got great straight line speed. The shifting is smooth. It's sequential. I mean, it's just perfect. Everything about this car just works, and it's just great to see a car this well developed in this game. Now, this is a DLC car, so I'll leave a link to the site where I got it down below. But if you have Assetto Corsa, I don't know why you wouldn't download this mod and just run this car. It's a fantastic car, and there's nothing else that can be said about it. So with that, I'm just going to go into the next car. Now, the next car isn't quite as special as the MC12, but it's equally as cool. It's the BMW Z4 GT3. Now, this car looks just absolutely fantastic in my opinion. I've always loved the Z4s. I've always loved all of the Z cars. I mean, they're cool. They're roadsters. I mean, everything about them is just great. And I'm a huge Miata sucker, and this is like the LS swap Miata. Like it's on that same tier, but this is the GT3 version. Like, this is built to be a race car. It's fast. It's everything you would want from like a proper race car. It's a GT3 car. I mean, it looks incredible, but its handling is just decent. I mean, it's kind of sluggish on the corners. You're gonna get a lot of wheel spin. It's just kind of unfortunate that it doesn't handle as great as it should, but it makes up for it with the sheer driving experience. I mean, as the BMW people would say, it's sheer driving pleasure, and that is the best way to sum it up. This car feels fantastic to drive, even though it handles kind of Like, it's very fun to drive, and you won't have a bad time driving it. The other thing I would like to say about this car is it has kind of weird gearing, like second to third and third to fourth. It's just kind of weird because you're up in the power band and then you drop all the way down. But this does make for pretty decent grip if you're upshifting or downshifting in the corners, just because of the way the gearing is set up. It makes for pretty decent grip, you know, coming in and out of the corners. So that is one of its redeeming factors, even though it is a little bit weird. Now last, but certainly not least, like I like to do in these videos, save the most important car for last, and we have the Ferrari F1 car, the F138KS. This car is fantastic. I mean, it's crazy to drive. It's insane. It's an F1 car. Coming off the line, I got like so much wheel spin, it was insane, because I just matted the pedal and figured it would just grip up. But it didn't, and I almost, like, I crashed the car. It was terrible. But this car is literally a dream to drive. I drove it on the Nürburgring, the sprint layout. And I mean, I had a 15-second gap between my first lap to my second lap. That's how much confidence I gained in this car in one lap. It's insane. It's a blast to drive. I mean, while it's blast drive, it is a little unforgiving. I mean, as much as it's an F1 car and there's loads of grip, it's a little unforgiving. You gas it too hard in the corners, you're going to spin out. You brake too hard, you're locking up. And that's just how it is. It's just raw, rear-wheel drive, proper power. And of course, it's a Ferrari F1 car. So, you know, it sounds amazing. It's crazy how good it sounds. It just screams at the higher RPMs. It sounds good at the low RPMs. It's amazing, and it has so much downforce. You will not believe it. Most of the turns that I had to brake for, I didn't have to brake for, because I could just lift off the gas, and all the downforce would do the work for me. It was insane. It was a blast to drive, and I would highly, highly recommend you guys check this one out. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my top 5 favorite race cars in this game. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. If you want to see more Assetto Corsa content, let me know in the comments down below. I will leave a link to the script, like any mod cars that I used, in the description below. But other than that, that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.